Hello, beautiful woman. My name is Louise Jeffrey. And if you find yourself here, it's because we have spent a brief amount of time together on a 15-minute call. And this call or this video is really in preparation for our next call together, our 60-minute call. So what are we going to talk about today on this video? I am just going to talk to you briefly about the call and what it entails. I'm going to talk to you about who I am and what I do. And then I'm going to share with you 3 keys to your transformation. And following that, we're going to talk about your homework, and I'm going to ask you to consider 3 things in preparation for our next call. So I just want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you so much for the time that we spent together earlier today. Time is precious, I understand that, and I know that you could have spent this time with your family, your friends, and your loved ones, or doing something else, but you chose to spend it with me. And I want you to know that I value the investment that you're putting into yourself, and I value the time that we had together. So what are we going to do on our next call? Well, as you know, I said this to you on our call today. I only invite 40% of the people that I talk to on our next call to consider becoming one of my clients. My goal within our next call is not to sell you anything, but it's really to give you value. Now, if at the end of the call we both decide that we're a fit to work together, then that's great. But if not, I am not attached to the outcome, and I am here really to give you the most value. What I want for you is for us to work together to develop a roadmap to help you to get where you want to go, whether it's with me or with someone else. And I hope that sounds good. So who am I and what do I do? Well, I'm a blessed mom to 3 beautiful boys. I'm a travel and adventure seeker. I love traveling. I've just spent a year in India with my family, which was absolutely amazing. And I'm also a spirit junkie. I'm a seeker of information. I'm a personal development junkie. And I love anything in the realm of spirituality. It's my passion really to help women to awaken and to realize their true potential, to become the best they can be. And I've started to grow a tribe of women who I would love to be able to bring together to support each other in achieving what it is that they really want in life, into becoming their best selves, so that we as women can leave an uplifting legacy behind us for our children. So if it's okay with you, I'd just like to share my story just briefly. So I come from a corporate background. Before I started my own business, I spent many years in corporate, and I was a coffee drinking insomniac. I was working 14-hour days. I was a workaholic. And during my corporate life, it was kind of towards the end of the corporate life that I really realized that I was on a downward spiral towards ill health. I really wasn't sleeping. I was suffering from anxiety. And it was really only when my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, who persuaded me to go traveling for a couple of years, that I really was able to see my life for what it was. It was when I started meditating that I was actually really able to get a different perspective on my life. And it was then that I decided that I wanted to give back, that I wanted to make a difference in the world. And so I went on to study acupuncture. I started working with women and opened up a practice in North Sydney. I then studied clinical hypnotherapy, strategic psychotherapy, and eating psychology. And this work that I went into in terms of working with women was deeply, deeply fulfilling for me. I had a thriving practice in North Sydney, but amongst all of that, there was, on a personal level, really something missing. I was trying to be something for everyone, and I was trying to live up to both society's and my own very high personal expectations of myself. And that was really to be superwoman. And it was really in around the end of 2015, 2016, that I started to reach the point of almost burning out. And I developed an autoimmune condition called red skin syndrome. Now, the symptoms of red skin syndrome are not very nice. It's, this kind of constant itching, flares on the face in particular, burning, prickling sensations, not being able to sleep for the itching and the redness and the burning. And it was at this point that my body gave me a very clear message that it was time for me to slow down and take heed, or pay the price. And beautifully there, and in pure synchronicity, it was at that point that my husband was offered a position in Sydney to go and open an office for his company in India. And so we moved out to India for a year, And that year was incredible on so many levels for me, because what it did was it gave me the space for deep personal reflection, so much space that I really hadn't had for many, many, many years. In fact, since the last time I'd been traveling. I also got amazing time to spend once again with my family, quality time with my boys and with my husband, and I got to travel. But probably the most important thing was that I went back into therapy myself, and started working with an amazing coach and a group of women. And it was during the course of this year that I really got to unravel what was actually holding me back from being my best self. I was able to really take a deeper dive into my fears and to explore, identify, and unravel my limiting beliefs, and find out those things that were holding me back. And once I was able to do that and learn how to let them go, when I followed this process to actually let them go, that was when I feel like it really, completely pushed me forward on this trajectory towards where I am today and where I am going today. And so that is what actually brings me here to you, to put me in a position to be able to take you through a very similar process, bringing everything that I've learned, not just on this journey over that year, but over the many years that I've worked with women, bring it all together and put it into, articulate it into words and into tools that you can actually use in your life. And I want you to know that I'm passionate about helping you. I'm passionate about really getting you where you want to go. So I believe that there are 3 keys that you really need to have if you want to have your successful and inevitable transformation, if you want to get where you want to go. And I want to share those 3 keys with you today, because they are things that I really want you to ponder before we go into our next call together. Now, I believe there are 3 things, as I said. The first one is clarity of purpose. We have to have a vision and we have to have a dream for ourselves, for our life. And if we want to go somewhere, we absolutely have to be 100% clear on what that vision is and what that dream is. We have to know where we're going, because if we don't know where we're going, we can't even jump in the car to actually get there. So if we have this clear vision, if we have this clarity of purpose, and we have this burning desire within us to get where we want to go, then we become unstoppable. And if we hold this vision top of mind all the time and we take action towards that, then we cannot not get where we're going to go, if we follow the process and we keep that vision top of mind. The second thing is knowing what's standing in our way. We have to identify what it is that's holding us back. We have to look at both the internal, so the internal factors, those things that are within our own psyche, within our own makeup, that are holding us back, our limiting beliefs, our fears. And we have to be able to identify them and unravel them. But there will be external factors at play as well. So we'll have to look at those too and be able to navigate our way around them. But without knowing what's standing in our way, we are not going to be able to forge forward towards that vision, towards that dream, that dream that we have for our lives and for the world. And the third thing that is imperative to your success, to your inevitable success, is a do or die determined mindset. Now, the difference between those people who have succeeded and those that haven't is not anything else except for the amount of times that they've failed, the amount of times that they've dusted themselves off, picked themselves up, and carried on towards their vision. Because believe me, throughout your life, you are going to fail. And the amount of times that you've failed is really a key indicator of your success, of your opportunity and your propensity for success. So we have to hold on to our vision no matter what. We have to know what's standing in our way, but we have to have this do or die determined mindset. We have to be able to say, I'm going to do this no matter what it takes to get there. And I love this quote, and I just want to share it with you before we finish up here today. And the day came when the risk it took to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to bloom. I cannot wait to help you to bloom. I cannot wait to help you get where you want to go. And I'm so excited and looking forward to seeing this flower unfold and seeing this flower bloom. So your homework, in preparation for our next call, number one, I'd really like you to write down the answers to these questions. What is your biggest takeout from this video? What is your biggest takeout from what I have discussed within this video over the last few minutes? Number two, what is the big shift that you would like to take place in your life right now? And I don't want you to hold back when you're thinking about your big shift, when you're thinking about your dream and you're thinking about your vision. What is it that you want for yourself? Dream big. Don't be afraid. Don't think about how you're going to get there right now. Take off all the what ifs, all the shoulds and the shouldn'ts, pull them aside and just say, what is it that I want for myself and what is it that I want for the world? And then I want you to ask yourself, what is the biggest thing that's holding you back from making that shift, both internally and externally? What are the external factors that might be at play? And if you are able to identify them in your own mind, what is it that's holding you back from making this shift? So when you've answered these three questions, please make sure that you bring the answers with you to our next call. If you get stuck on anything, that's absolutely fine. We're going to take the time to really unravel this and pull it apart even more, plus go through a whole lot of other things as well as we start to develop your plan and your roadmap. Well, that's it for today. That is really the only preparation you have to do for our next call. And I'm really looking forward to jumping on a call with you and taking a deeper dive and spending a very good quality 60 minutes together. Bye for now.